Anybody see what that is?
Is that a 5?
I think that's a 5. I think that's a 5. I got something else here. It's fucking 5. That's 5, gentlemen. That's an outstanding job.
What up, dog? Welcome to another episode of Full Metal Analysis. NFC Championship, baby. We made it. Man, who would have ever thought, man, that we would have made it to the NFC Championship, man? I'm so amped up about it, man. That's what's up, man. How you feeling, man?
Nah, I'm with you, man. It really somebody called in. I was listening to the radio. Somebody called in and they took the words right out of my mouth. I felt the same way, which was it really didn't like set in until the end of that Bills Chiefs game, and then they put up on the screen the NFC AFC Championship games, and you got the 49ers, you got the Chiefs, you got the Ravens logo, and then right there in that top, I still remember in that top left corner, Detroit Lions. It was crazy.
Man, history in the making. The last time we was in the NFC Championship, man, I'm 44 years old right now. Last time we was in the NFC Championship, I was 11.
I don't remember. I was 5, 6. I couldn't even tell you what was going on back then.
I mean, and I knew nothing about. I knew about football, but I didn't really know nothing about football then. So I'm excited, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad. As far as the what did you think? What was your takeaways from the game, man? How did you feel about the game? For me, it was kind of like the opposite of the last week. We started off slow in the first half, and we brought it together right at the end. Complete opposite of the last week.
I felt like it was kind of similar to last week in the sense that they just kind of it's just like a game of keep away. Like they just stiff arming through the whole game. Like nah, like they'll get the lead and they'll do just enough to maintain that lead and come out with victory. I don't know if that'll work against San Francisco. On paper, it's not going to work against San Francisco, but at the same time, San Francisco. I don't know if it's just the fact that we here now, but like, I'm sure you feel the same way, and I'm sure you feel like double. But it just San Francisco does not seem as daunting as they did at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, man. When I say San Francisco played Green Bay, a light bulb went off over my head, and I was like, man, we got a chance. You know what I'm saying? If we play them, we got a chance. And because they definitely should not have won that game. They pulled a miracle out of their butt and pulled that game out. Because I just knew I knew we was gonna have a home game here and be playing Green Bay, but they pulled it out and they look beatable. They look real beatable. I'm not saying that it's gonna be a pushover game. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be an easy game, but they look touchable. You know what I'm saying?
To wrap up the Buccaneers. The game went. I thought the Lions would win by more, but the game went somewhat as I expected it to. It actually did. I said I expected a blowout, but I said on the flip side, maybe it goes. I said overtime. It didn't go to overtime, but the Buccaneers did have a chance to tie it up at the end, and Baker Mayfield had the pressure on him, and he, I hate to say he choked, but he choked. But that's what he do, and he did keep him in the game. Our secondary is our weakness, so Mike Evans had himself a day. That's to be expected. But props to the defense. They just like we've been saying all year. They make plays when they need to make plays. Brian Branch, I'm gonna start calling him Robin Hood. With his mouth guard and his helmet, look like a feather in his hat. But he came up with a big sack. If he's still playing well, Hutch still a factor. The defense, they make plays when they have to. And I'm going to do something it's a lot of stuff that I've turned on as the years going on, as the years progressed. But it's not like I was down on Cam Sutton, but I just was like, Cam Sutton, whatever. But guys are kind of, or not guys, but it's just a little talk about Cam Sutton this, Cam Sutton that. And it's like, man, Cam Sutton is out here one-on-one. It's like Cam Sutton has the past 5 weeks, Cam Sutton is lined up against the top five, top
Yeah.
top 5 receivers in the league. And if Debo plays, I mean, that's going to be another handful. So, Cam Sutton is doing what he could do. He out there on the island, and the defense ain't built on stopping guys, one-on-one. It's about getting to the quarterback and making them make mistakes.
Well, Cam Sutton is not a shutdown cornerback, but he's good enough to hold it down. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I've been feeling about Cam Sutton ever since he's been a part of this team, man. He's been, he's not perfect, you know what I'm saying, but he's part of that, bend don't break defense you've been talking about. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then he might make a mistake, but he can't be perfect every play. And another thing I noticed is that you ain't getting no props to CD Deuce, man. Come on, man. I know that's not your guy, but 2 pickoffs in 2 games, man. You got to say something about it.
I didn't see the one against the Rams. I know that was at the end of the game. And that one against Tampa Bay, it was like 3 guys around there. And I was just surprised. I was just happy that they all, it was like a pop fly in center field. And CD called them all off. And he's ended up being the one that caught it. And I was really looking like, oh my God, because I thought he was about to get a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, but they ain't give it to him. So he was he was at the right place at the right time, I guess.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of people have been down on him because he's been talking, but so far he's backed it up, man. He's been out there doing a good job. Everybody's talking about
he's been out there. Yeah, he's been out there.
He's been doing good, man. He's been doing good. 2 picks in 2 games. You can't argue with that, man.
Yeah,
Stats, man. Stats.
That's stats in production. So yeah, he's getting stats. So that's what's up. He's been talking. He had a little live clip talking about Debo Samuel calling him a running back. So
they've been going back. They've been going back and forth for a little while now. Yeah. I mean, I think it was I want to say week 12 or something like that, man. He was going back and forth with Debo Samuel. They was both talking a lot of shit back and forth. And I mean, just think about it now that, you know what I'm saying, whoever would have thought we would have met him in the NFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm. All I'm saying, man, is just it's gonna be some checks getting cut around Allen Park. So, it's gonna be some cuts. There's gonna be some checks getting cut. It's gonna be some players getting cut. And I know you think he likely to come back. I think he unlikely to come back. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think they're gonna unfortunately to say, I think they're gonna let go of Tracy Walker because I like Tracy Walker, but I don't think there's room for him anymore. I think he's gonna walk, and I think whoever the other Vildor, I don't think he'll be back because I think we'll draft a cornerback and a defensive lineman this coming up. But that's for another show. As far as I take away from Tampa Bay, it pretty much went like I said. I told you last week that I didn't think we would blow them out. I didn't think that they were going to be a pushover game. I did think we were going to win. And through that whole game, even though I was nervous about the game because we didn't just, we didn't put them away. They kind of hung around the whole game. I never had the feeling that we were going to lose that game, but and they went on ahead and they took care of business and they put them away. Shouts out to Jared Goff. I mean, he did a good job. You know what I'm saying? And right now, he's looking like the better quarterback between Purdy and himself. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of confidence going into this next game, man. I think Gibbs had a good game last week. If he can put together a good game this week, then it's looking pretty good, man.
Yeah. The thing right now is the injury report. Um, it would suck to go through this whole week thinking that Debo is not going to play, and then come Sunday game time decision, he does play.
I think
Um,
he is. I think he's gonna play.
yeah, it seems like he's not practicing right now, but just to feel, Shanahan talking him up and everything. It kind of feels like he's gonna play, but it's gonna be a lot of it's just you wish you could see what you up against like right now. I know they're gonna prepare regardless, but the weather is gonna be nice. That was another factor that played into that Green Bay game. Purdy was terrible in the rain. But they said it's gonna be beautiful, 70 degrees, and no zero chance of precipitation. Um, it's gonna be. The only thing I can say is right now. Last I heard, the Niners were favored by 7, and I think that's crazy. If the Lions go out there and lose by 7 or more, I would be very surprised. I think they're gonna give them a good fight. If they lose by 7 or 8, one score. If they lose by more than one score, then I would be surprised.
Well, as long as the Lions come out and they've been play like I've been saying all season. If they play like I know they can play, and not come out and make a bunch of mistakes, I've been saying it all year. I don't think there's. I think they can go toe to toe with any team. I think they can beat any team. They just can't shoot themselves in the foot and turn over the ball and make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs to be on full throttle and be on their P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying? So if they do that, I mean, I'm glad. Let everybody count us out. You know what I'm saying? If we the underdogs, you know what I'm saying? We seem to. I think we got a couple of advantages because for one, we seem to thrive when we're the underdog, and also we seem to thrive on primetime TV. So I think that's going to work in our favor. And like I said, man, it's got to come out and do what I know they can do, man. Play on all cylinders. I need golf especially to play on all cylinders, man. Go out there, don't be that frazzled golf that I know you can, but seeing him in the interviews and lately he just seems like he's got a confidence about him that I can respect.
Yeah, this is probably gonna be the best defense that we played in all year, besides Baltimore.
Yeah, best defense we played besides Baltimore. Yeah, I would put Baltimore ahead of them, but even in that Baltimore game, man, I don't think we were playing on all cylinders. I mean, don't get me wrong, Baltimore flat out beat us, but we need to, if we can play like we've been playing these last few weeks, man, we were forced to be reckoned with. So
It's gonna be. It's going. It's as far as your mistakes. It's gonna come. I mean, that's yeah. I think that's all be packaging together. Basically, how's the offensive line gonna do against the defensive line and the linebackers of San Francisco? Because you got Bosa back there, got Chase Young back there. They linebackers. I think they got all pro linebackers. So protecting Goff and also getting that running game going, like it's all gonna be on the line. And you down Jonah Jackson, and Ragnar's injured, but he gonna play.
right.
That's gonna be the hardest part, and it's probably gonna look ugly. But as long as it look ugly on both sides, and you keep the game close, and all I can ask for, all I'm asking for is just a shot to win it in the fourth quarter. As long as they can keep that up, then I think they'll have a good chance.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And it's gonna be tough with like you said, Ragnar being injured, but he was injured this past week and he still did a good job. Jonah Jackson, that's kind of a blow, but my man who stepped in for him last week did a decent job. As far as facing San Francisco's defense, if it's anything like when they faced Green Bay doesn't have a good as offensive line as us, and they did a pretty good job of keeping that defensive line under wraps. And Aaron Jones went off in that game. You know what I'm saying? And I think our running backs are better than Aaron Jones. I mean, it's up for it's subjective, but you know what I'm saying. I think our running backs are better than Aaron Jones. So I think we can put a gash in them and we can control the game. And if Brock Purdy makes any mistakes, we got to be all over it, man. Uh, uh, what's his name? Hutch has been having a good end of the season run, and if we can get James Houston to come out and add to that, man, I think we can put a lot of pressure on them and make them make a mistake.
Yeah, the other I like that's my biggest thing is I don't think Brock Purdy has done a good job. But Brock Purdy just kind of feels like a better version of Jimmy Garoppolo. Um, I've been listening to people talk about is Brock Purdy and Jared Goff similar quarterbacks, and and one guy brought up a good point. Like, he's sure that people in Detroit are going to say Jared Goff, and people for San Francisco are going to say Brock Purdy, and he's probably right about that. But I do feel like Jared Goff is a better quarterback right now than Brock Purdy. He does have the experience. I mean, he seems like he's in rhythm with his whole team. Uh, the only other thing besides Debo is well, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. They got a lot going on. They got Debo, who's probably going to play. McCaffrey is just McCaffrey. Like, good luck keeping him out the end zone. Gotta watch George Kittle, and then you gotta watch Brandon Ayuk, who could get you over the top. He can get you. They just got a bunch of yak guys. Like, once they get the ball in their hands, they got playmakers all over the field. On the flip side, we got playmakers on the field too. But they got the home field, and like I said, they are guarding the NFC Championship. They've been here 3 years, so I think it's gonna be a good game, and I'm ready for it. Uh, as far as the score prediction, um, man, uh, I'm just gonna say 20, 20, 27, 23, 27, 23. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, as far as the score prediction, I think I would have to agree with you, man. That sounds like a pretty good score. Um, uh, San Francisco got a pretty good defense, and I think ours can do just enough to, like you said, keep them at an arm's distance length. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm agree with you on the score. I do think that Debo will play because Shanahan just all he said was that his shoulder is hurting. He didn't say whether he was. I think they're gonna keep that close to the vest until they absolutely have to say that he's gonna play. But I think, like you said, we'll be prepared for it either way. And I think our matchups are good, man. Somebody was just saying that I forgot who it was. It was one. It was an ex-player, and he was saying that the Lions offense and the San Francisco offense are similar. You got Brock Purdy on their side, Jared Goff on our side, Debo Sanders on their side, St. Brown on our side, uh, McCaffrey on their side, and then Gibbs and Montgomery on our side, Kittle on their side, and Laporta on our side. So they said when it come to weapons, what I'm saying, we about similar. So Ayuk and then Josh Reynolds. So I think it's going to be a matchup. I think it's going to be a good matchup offensively. Defensively, I just need our defense to hold. And you know what I'm saying? And I think our offensive line is better than their line. So defensively, I just need us to hold, and do what and do what our defense does to help us win games, and that's get turnovers.
So this is gonna be my favorite type of game, man, where you just gonna need your big dogs to be big dogs. I know you've been calling on Hutch all year, and I've always kind of pushed back, like, whatever. But this one, you need them. You need, like, if you told me that Hutch is gonna have 2 sacks, I would like to say 3, but if you told me he was gonna have 2 sacks, I feel like they win this game. Likewise, you could have it, and it don't even got to be Hutch. If you told me that this defense came up with like 4 or 5 sacks in this game, I same way. I feel like we will have a good chance. Or just we got to put pressure on Purdy. You can't
Yeah.
we just can't let him feel comfortable. I know he led that drive to win the game against Green Bay, but I don't respect Green Bay's defense. Some people, you can easily say people don't respect our defense, which is cool, but at the end of the day, I know my defense better, and I know our defense better, and I know Green Bay's defense. So I trust our defense better than I trust Green Bay. So you would love to just put him in that position where he got to do that again, go out there and win the game, and then I'll take that matchup with us protecting the lead and him to win the game. I'll take that. I'll be happy in that position too.
Yeah, man. I'm calling on Hutch to have a big game. I need him to go crazy. And also I need Aleem McNeil to go crazy up that middle and get some pressure on him from the middle as well, because Brock Purdy is good at stepping in and putting the pocket from edge rushers. But if we can get them two to have a good game, and I know he's going to be rusty, and have Allen Houston come in and do something as well, then I think that that's an advantage to us. Maybe we won't have to blitz as much in order to get pressure. So yeah, I'm in total agreement with you, man.
Well, with that being said, who would you prefer to see if the Lions were to win this game?
Ah, I would prefer to see Kansas City because uh just because even though Kansas City has the experience, we faced them once. We faced them once this year, and I think that they are just less of a threat because of Lamar's running ability. We have major problems with running quarterbacks, and Zay Flowers right now is going crazy. Odell Beckham Jr. can step up in championship big time games, and they might get Andrews back. So I think we just match up better against Kansas City. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Baltimore will be in the Super Bowl. I've been saying that all season as well. That I think Baltimore are going to be in the Super Bowl. So I would rather see KC, but I think it's going to be Baltimore.
You make a pretty good argument going into it. I think I would have rather seen Baltimore, slightly, because if we see Kansas City, that means Kansas City beat Baltimore, and that means that Patrick Mahomes got that look in his eye. And you haven't seen that look in his eye all year, but when he do got that look in his eye, he went out there, he took care of Buffalo. Buffalo had been hot, and he just went out there and played his game. And Buffalo kind of took care of Buffalo. Just kind of, I mean, Buffalo got hurt. People was dropping left and right all game, but at the end of the day, Buffalo, and yeah, I do agree with you though. I think we do match up better with Kansas City. Baltimore is just seems like unstoppable right now. And yeah, we have yet to prove. We haven't seen a running quarterback in a while, but when we were seeing him, we didn't show any type of identity when it came to stopping running quarterback. So, and Lamar isn't even running that much, but just him moving in the pocket and the threat of him running just throws our whole defense all off kilter. So yeah, you're probably right. The Chiefs would be a better matchup, even though they will have Kelsey and Jones this year. The other thing is that the other thing that would factor into that would be if we see Baltimore, it would be our revenge game. But if we saw KC, it would be their revenge game. If you buy into any of that, so
Right.
That's another factor that kind of swayed me towards saying Baltimore.
So to your point about KC and Patrick Mahomes look in his eye, you never want to see Patrick Mahomes in the postseason because that's what he does. He wins in the postseason. But while I don't want to see Patrick Mahomes while I am scared of Patrick Mahomes fully, Patrick Mahomes' team around him has been letting him down all season long. And I think that's the key if we face them. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to do what Patrick Mahomes does, but I think his team is going to let him down. They've been dropping balls, and because the season that the Chiefs have had this season hasn't been on Patrick Mahomes. It's been them dropping balls and them not making plays when they need to. And I think if we can face them, I think his team is going to let him down when they need to make a clutch play that he will usually play. You know what I'm saying? He makes an amazing play, and the receiver he throws it to drops it in the clutch moment. So that's where I'm at with it. You know
I feel
what
like
I'm saying?
I feel like if I could go back on what you just said, I would cut every time you said receiver, and I would paste Kadarius Toney. So Kadarius Toney is out there during the Super Bowl. I feel a lot better. I think he missed the last game against the Bills. I don't know if he's gonna play against the Ravens, but
I actually think they benched him.
they should bench him. Rasheed Rice, a rookie. He's come on. He's actually turned into the number one receiver on that team. And Marquez Valdez-Scantling is that dude. Now that dude is a 50-50, but he typically isn't going to drop it into the other team's hands. Kadarius Toney, that dude will tip the ball up in the air or olay it, and but he's a liability out there. But yeah. So we'll see, man. I'm excited for it. That's all I got.
Do you got a score prediction for the other game with KC and Baltimore?
I got 34-31 KC.
I'm gonna go in a similar direction, but I'm gonna go lower. But I'm gonna go vice versa. I'm gonna go 27-24. Actually, I'm gonna go 28-24 Baltimore.
Yeah, I can see it going either way. I think they just announced Lamar won the MVP this year.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, he had a great year. We had a debate about him before the year. I feel like we was kind of both right because your thing was like he could win. My thing was I didn't think he was gonna win because he was too much of a scrambling quarterback. I feel like this is probably the least. This is probably going. He probably gonna finish the season with the least amount of rush yards and the most amount of pass yards. But to your point, you say all he needed was some weapons around him, and they definitely gave him some weapons. So I feel like we was both kind of right on that front.
All right, man. Before we get out of here, man, one last thing I want your opinion on, and then we can call it a night. Man, ever since we made it to the NFC Championship, a lot of Detroit hate going around, man. What do you think about that? National news and everybody just saying all types of crazy stuff about Detroit, man. What do you thought? What are your thoughts?
You know, I was telling somebody the other day, narratives are the new stereotypes. And what I mean by that, I feel like we've come so far as people that I feel like stereotypes are pretty accurate. Don't nobody ever want to be stereotyped. I get that and whatever, but it ain't like the stereotypes that's out there now is like completely wild. Like it's some truth to stereotypes, is what I'm saying. But now replaced by that is just narratives. Like, oh, I heard such and such happen over there. So even though I've never been over there, I'm just gonna go with that narrative. Like, yeah, over there is terrible. Or same thing, like we do it with players all the time. Like we might never even watch the player play, but like, oh yeah, that guy, he's a choke artist. But you never even seen that dude choke. You just know that the narrative on that dude is he's a choke artist. So like, and I think that's what's going on with Detroit. Uh, People ain't never been to Detroit. People ain't never been around Detroit. Um, they just go off of these narratives that it's dangerous or it's they savages over there and all this stuff, but they ain't never been. So people just want to sound smart, so they just say the narrative that everybody gonna go with and not question.
It's a desert town other than the stadium and the downtown area. Come on, man. How is Detroit a desert town? Get the fuck out of here, Stephen A. Smith. You fucking suck, man. But yeah, man, I agree with you. Most of the people who are talking shit have never been here. And you know what I'm saying? I think, man, I think people just never expected us to be here, man, and I think they're scared of us, man. For all the people like Skip Bayless, whose team lost and ours succeeded, he got hate, and all the other people whose team is still in it, they are scared, man. And at the end of the day, it's Detroit versus everybody. So that's all I got, man.
With it. Hey, well, that's all we got. Go Lions.
One pride. I will see y'all next time. Peace.